Yo guys, what is up? It's Crips and welcome to another quick Destiny fashion video. So in today's video I'm showing you the best shaders to use on the Celestial set, as you can see right here, and it's currently being sold for 1,500 silver in the seasonal store. Now once the season ends, this set will be swapped out for a new one. But yeah, I'm going to be showing off I believe around 38 shaders for the Celestial set. So please let me know what you think of them and what is your favourite, and if you have any shaders which you think are really good as well, please feel free to comment them down below. Now all the shaders I show off will also be in the description, so if you do forget any of them then you can go back and see how to get them. So anyways, I'm going to be starting off with Verdigris Night, possibly one of the best shaders to use on this set. Now this dropped from Forges back when the Verdigris Forge was out. Unfortunately you can no longer get this as Forges have been removed from the game. But yeah, this is pretty much like one of my personal favourites. The next one is Precursor Vex Chrome, which drops from bright engrams and can sometimes be sold in the Brighter store. The helmet's like the main part I really like about this. So as for the next shader is Monochromatic, which also drops from bright engrams and can sometimes be sold in the Brighter store. This isn't too bad, it's definitely not one of the best ones, but I think it still looks really clean nonetheless. But you will find that most of these shaders are going to be for bright engrams. So anyways, here's the Descendant Vex Chrome, one I personally really like the look of. I just love this rusted look on the helmet with the blue glowing eyes, and this also drops from bright engrams and can sometimes be sold in the Brighter store. The next shader is Warweary. Now this drops from completing the Salvage's Salvo Vanguard quest to get the ornament, and you will be awarded the shader with it. I actually really like this. I don't know if a lot of people will, but personally really like the white and orange with like the darker reddish glow. It's more like a really dark orange, but it appears a bit reddish here. I think it looks really cool though. It's very different and it will definitely make you stand out compared to other sets. Another one of my personal favourites is Shrouded Stripes. Now you got this back in Forsaken, so you can no longer obtain this anymore, but you had to complete the Forsaken campaign before a certain date, and then they gave you this shader. And up close, as you can see on the armour, it's got zebra patterning, which no other shader does in the game, which is something I really like. The next one is Resilient Laurel, which gives it a bit of an icy effect, and I absolutely love this, especially on the helmet. The legs look really cool as well with it, as you can see up close. It just does look like it's iced up, and I just absolutely love it. And this shader is sold in the Brighter store during the Dawning event, which if you don't know is the Christmas event for the game. The next shader, which is quite similar to the last, is Arctic Pearl. Instead of giving it an icy look, it's a bit shiny, the shaders around the same way. But yeah, I just think this is a really clean set. I absolutely love the chestplate for this. It does shine a bit more than all the other pieces, but the chestplate is definitely what stands out in this. And this can drop from bright engrams. Golden Trace, another one that can drop from bright engrams. And I just love the helmet mainly, but it also gives this mark a very clean look, gets rid of the glow, and gives a nice gold like horns around the waist, which I think look really nice with it. The next one's a Bronze and Black, which is 44 steel, another shader which drops from bright engrams. Another one of my personal favourites is Verdigris. I absolutely love this light blue and teal set. It looks so cool, and I haven't seen anyone use this on a Celestial set, and I personally think this is probably one of the best shaders you can use on it. I'm actually going to go and cover a video on this shader because it is super unique. It actually has engravings up close, which you can see now. It's just a super unique shader. It doesn't look too bad. The only thing I don't like about this is the helmet and the legs, because like these scuff marks where like the colours come out. If it wasn't like scuffed at all, I think this would probably be one of the best ones, but unfortunately there are parts of colour missing. Chitin Slate is a very nice shader to have if you want like a really clean look, and if you don't know, this can sometimes be sold in the Brighter store. So yeah, this is the original shader for the Imperial Cartographer set. Oiled gunmetal is a really nice blacked out shader for the Celestial, adding a nice white glow. Nothing really to say other than it's just a really nice shader, and this can sometimes be sold in the Brighter store. Iridescent Coral is another really nice shader, which is also another shader that's sold in the Brighter store. Skeletal is a shader that I sold during the Festival of the Lost event. Now if you don't know, that is the Halloween event, so you will have to wait until the next event to be able to purchase this shader. Carbon Blood is one of the most recent shaders that has come out into the game, and this was sold in the Brighter store during last season. This shader is probably one of the best red and black you're going to get for this set. Also has a nice white going underneath the armour as well. Horizon Beyond is one of my personal favourites. I just like the colours of this shader, and this dropped from the Season of Arrivals Pass. Rustberry is another one of the most recent ones. If you really want like a dark set, I'd highly recommend using this, especially for the helmet, as you can see. And this is another one that was sold last season in the Brightest store, but like every other Brightest store shader, it will be sold again in the future. Testudo is a shader from this season's pass. I just absolutely love how clean the black and gold is on this set. Again, the helmet is the main highlight, possibly the chest plate too, but if you were to pair this with like any other black and gold, the under armor would throw it off, so I would mainly just use the helmet. Armatura is another one of my personal favorites, which I've actually covered a video on the channel, and this also drops from the Season of the Chosen pass. I just absolutely love this shader, and it's so underused. Yeah, I think it just looks really clean overall. Absolutely love the chest plate on this, the helmet, the boots, pretty much all of it just looks really nice with this shader. Abyssinian Gold, a shader most of you probably heard of now as it's been used so much because of the Faceless Hunter look. If you don't know how to get this, this was sold this season in the Brightest store. Now because it's already been sold, we can definitely see it return in the future, but it just depends when Bungie's going to put it into the store. Pyretic Clash is the next shade I want to show off. Now I've already made a video covering all 3 of the seasonal shaders you should get before the season ends, and this is one of them. So you just want to reach rank 10 in valor, which is 700 points, and then pick up the reward from Lord Shaxx. The next one, and one of the rarest, is Benevolence as a 9, which is from Charles' 9 back in year 1. Another one of my personal favourites, which I just really like the all white with the black fur, and it just offers a really unique shine to the set. Iron Battalion was from the Iron Banner back in year 1. I think this is a really nice shader if you just like a nice black and gold. Has a bit of a greenish colour on the fur, but overall still looks really nice. Rusted Iron's another Iron Banner shader which I quite like, which was earned during the Forsaken Iron Banner. So the next shader is Carminica, which was a reward from a Crucible pursuit back in Season of Arrivals. Now this is a really nice dark red shader if you are looking for that. Now another nice shader is the House of Mayrin, which was from Forges and has now been removed from the game. So this is sadly no longer obtainable. Here is another shader from Forges, which is no longer obtainable, but I just really love the blue this gives off, this Sato tribe. And it's just really bright and vibrant, and I just absolutely love the look of this. Now Callus's Treasured was from the Prestige Leviathan raid. Now unfortunately this raid has been removed from the game, so you can no longer obtain this shader. Dreaming Cast is the next shade I want to show off. It just offers a nice bluish shader, and this drops from Dreaming City Weapons and Armor with the shader already applied to it. The next shader is Dreaming Spectrum, which drops from the Last Wish raid. So yeah, if you dismantle any weapons and armor with the shader already applied, you will receive this. I mean, it's just a really clean shader overall. The next one's Gambit Jadestone, which a lot of you may have heard about as well. Now this is like the brightest glow shader in the game currently, and this dropped from Gambit Pursuit back in Season of Dawn, so this is no longer acquirable. The next shader is New Age Black Armory, which dropped from Forges. Now because Forges were removed, you can no longer get the shader, but I think this is overall really clean black and red shader. Godleaf is the next one I want to show off, and I just really love the helmet for this. Now this shader is no longer obtainable as it dropped from Menagerie Weapons, which the Menagerie activity has now been removed from the game. Lunar Gloom is the next shade I want to show, mainly because it's like super unique, and with like all the colours it uses. You could go over really nice, just use the Lunar Gloom on the helmet and then go over a nice all black set. And if you don't know how to get this, you basically need to get all the Jade Rabbit collectibles on the moon. But yeah, I will link a video in the description as to how to get this. Next one's Bloody Tooth. This is quite a nice dark shader. It doesn't fully black it out as it does on some other pieces on the Titan, but it's still a really nice shader which can sometimes be sold. New Monarchy Diamonds is a nice gold and red I like. Now this dropped from Faction Rally back in year 1, so this is no longer obtainable, but it's still a really nice shader. And as for the next shader is Refurbished Black Armory, which also dropped from Forges. Now Forges have been removed, so this is no longer obtainable. But anyways, as for the very final shader I'll be showing is Cryptic Legacy, which is in for going flawless in the Deepstone Crypto raid. But yeah guys, that's pretty much the video. All these shaders will be in the description as well as how to get them, and please let me know in the comments below any shaders you all really like. I just want to show all the best shaders that I think work on the Celestial set, So I know there was a lot of shaders today, but yeah, I will be making a very similar video for the hunter. But anyways guys, thank you all so much for helping us reach 10k subscribers. That is absolutely amazing, and I'm just going to keep the content coming. But yeah, I don't really know when I'm going to release the Hunter Celestial. I'll try and get out as soon as possible, as I'm currently in the works of a whiteout set for the hunter, as a lot of you are now asking for that. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video.